If you're looking to put a new spin on a winning formula, you probably don't want to leave out your secret ingredient. Monolith does deserve credit for trying to make the Blade of Galadriel DLC feel like something other than just more of the same Shadow of War gameplay, but wielding Galadriel's light can't hold a candle to the domination and Nemesis systems it sidelines. Blade of Galadriel picks up after the third act, with Eltariel recovering Celebrimbor's ring on the Tower of Barad-dûr and heading off to fight whatever's next. She's still as bland a character as you'd expect a female elf version of Talion to be, so don't expect any big twists, turns, or character moments. Her main distinguishing feature is that, instead of dominating Uruks, she can blast enemies with the Light of Galadriel, which stuns most enemies and then lets you evaporate them. That does let you pull off some flashy mass killings, but it's fairly simple. It really is no substitute for the Nemesis system, which is all but absent. No dominating, no managing your army, no sending them on missions. Most of what makes Shadow of War special is missing here. Nevertheless, we do get more of the seemingly bottomless supply of colorful Uruks during a short series of recruitment missions in which you gather up some already dominated allies. These are generally quick, but some of them have unique goals that are significantly different from the main game story missions, which make for some good moments. It's disappointing that none of these sidekicks stick around for long. They're just there to bolster the defenses of a fortress for a single siege defense, and later to build up your army for one attack. Those fights are noticeably more difficult because you're unable to turn high-level captains to your side in the middle of a battle, but otherwise it's the same thing without any of the customization. There are also a few decent boss fights against Nazgul that are as good as any in the main game, and when you beat them, there's a new origin cutscene to cap this story off. But most of the 6 hours or so is soaked up by fighting a few dozen legendary Uruks to gather up new sets of legendary gear. The gear is cool and all, and it's themed around powers like poison, fire, and ice, but the fights get pretty repetitive. They can drag, especially when those Uruks have so many resistances that about all you can do is chip away at them with basic attacks. And not having the option to dominate them makes those fights less interesting because there's only one possible outcome. Plus, if I can't take that gear back to the main game and use it in sieges, the rewards aren't really worth fighting for. For more on Shadow of War, watch the first 17 minutes of Blade of Galadriel, and check out the full Shadow of War review. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.